We're joined by Qingjiu Tao of James Madison University. He's an assistant professor of management in the College of Business and Economics. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Professor, do Chinese companies like Alibaba and Tencent have too much of a monopoly over the market for the West to compete in China?
Well, at this moment, in terms of third-party payment system, it's definitely too strong for any Western company to compete in China. However, just like what you just showed, Apple is working with Alipay or potentially in WeChat Pay in China on its Apple platform. So that's one way for Apple or other Western companies to work with the Chinese top tech companies.
You know, one big example that did not work that we all heard about was Uber. Uber trying to be the main form of transport in China for people hailing taxis. So are Western companies having trouble trying to merge with Chinese companies, or do they have to do that to survive and prosper there?
Well, if you can find a good Chinese partner that has good market coverage, has good target marketing channels, it would be great to partner with them. For example, even Facebook is working with Xiaomi to co-conduct or co-produce their VR system in China and market that in China. So it's definitely possible to work with the Chinese partner to get access to the market. On the other hand, you can certainly do it by yourself if you have good market knowledge, if you have already established a good brand name in that market. As a matter of fact, there's a new example that happened not too long ago. One company called Duolingo, that this is a software app that really teach Chinese people to speak English. It was highly successful. And within the first week of their launch in China, they were able to get over 1 million users.
WeChat is also held up as an example. Many people use it for all sorts of things. You don't have to carry cash anymore. How has China outpaced other countries when it comes to technology? And will they be the leader in all things tech?
China is catching up on some of the technology areas, and they are doing things in a relatively concentrated fashion. And for example, in autonomous driving, you can see many investment going into that area, and you can also see a lot of companies putting a lot of effort into, let's say, electronic car manufacturing and marketing and implementation. So it's possible that China will catch up on quite a few technology fronts. However, if you look at the things in a grand scale, China is still really not really ahead yet in many different areas. If you go to CES, you realize that many of the at this point, most of the leading technologies still come from many Western companies, and Chinese companies will have to work with many of these technology providers to advance the application and also the implementation of many new technologies.
All right, Professor Tao, thank you so much for joining us from Harrisonburg, Virginia. Appreciate it.